Hello, it's Diane, and I have the final 2 Christmas journals that I will be making this year. They will be listed in my Etsy shop, and I will put the link below. I will film them in 2 separate videos. I just wanted you to get a look at the covers so you can see what will be available. This one is called Festive, and this one is Christmas Deer. I love that picture. And since they'll be in separate videos, I want to make sure I comment in both videos that since these are my last ones for the year, I have these extra pieces and I will be dividing them up as extras to include with the journals so that you can use them in the books. Some vintage gift stickers. This was just something I stamped and cut out. Some journaling cards, some Tim Holtz pieces, printables, and just various pieces, some vintage gift tags, and some Christmas stamps. So these will be divided up between the 2 journals and included as extra ephemera. And I will also be including some numbers if you want to turn the journals into a December daily, and I'll show you which numbers will go with each book. So let's start with Festive. This is the set of numbers that I will be including. They need to be cut out, and if they are too large, you could just cut them, smaller, cut it into a square, rectangle, or something, so that you don't have to use that whole big circle. But all 25 numbers are here. I believe these were Echo Park. I am not sure. I've had them for quite a long time. So these will be included with this journal, and this is called Festive, as I said, and it's with this beautiful book cover with the gilt all around it. So I didn't really do much to the cover. I decoupaged this beautiful image. The image itself is it's just a reproduction. It's not vintage, but it's from, I believe, the 30s, and it was in the Saturday Evening Post. And it came from this. I had used images from this book in my Traveler's Notebook style Christmas books, and I had told someone who asked about it that I didn't have the whole magazine anymore, but I did. And it's from the Christmas season of 2013. But it's the special holiday issue, Saturday Evening Post. So in case that person is watching, you can see that that's what it was from. So anyway, the cover, or the spine, is beautiful. I just wanted to cover up the author. This was The Life of Tom Jones or something like that, biography. I don't remember, but it's Henry Fielding novel. And so I covered those words up and then just added this on here to make it all look kind of even. Some pretty roses. And then on the back it says uniquely handmade, limited edition. There are 3 signatures. I didn't count the pages yet. And both of these journals just have a very eclectic mix, trying to use up what I've had. I didn't buy anything new for Christmas journals. I just had a whole bunch of stuff to use. Very little patterned paper for Christmas, but I improvised with green paper or just things that would go with Christmas, plus magazine images and book pages and things like that. So you'll see as we go through. This is a part of a Christmas card, and I glued that on as a pocket. There's some rickrack here, and then a tag that says, "And the story begins." This is from a Vintage Life magazine. I believe it's from 1970s. Yeah, there's a glare. There we go. It's a Santa. And then I stamped this and cut it out and glued it on. There is some lace stitched to the first page of each signature. And on the first page of each signature, I also did a little stitched together collage of bits and pieces as a pocket. There's a little bit of lace here. This was cut from a piece of patterned paper. This is Tim Holtz, and this is just a scrap. This was from that Saturday Evening Post, and I stitched it to copy dyed paper. And this is a vintage Christmas postcard. It's in plastic. You can take it out of the plastic if you'd like. It was written on, and the date is 1909. Written to dear cousin Eva. Very nice. And it was written to this Eva in Elmira, New York. Okay, and this is from, I was going to have all these things handy. They're right here. This is from this reindeer book, which I got in a box of, just a box of stuff I picked up at a flea market. Excuse me. And so I used pages out of that in this book. And, oh yes, I didn't copy dye the paper in this. I wanted, because this just looked like a nice, clean, bright cover, I wanted to use clean, crisp, white pages. But then I decided I wanted them to be a little crinkly, which happens when you get them wet. So I tried using sprays, inks. And it didn't really make them very crinkly, but it did add some color. And so they're not white anymore, but they're kind of white. But I like them. I think they look good. And then this has a fabric collage and a little piece of ribbon at the top. This is a vintage invitation, Christmas party invitation. Green ledger paper, a little banner, and a vintage Christmas sticker. This is from a more modern book, but it was about Victorian holidays and seasons and things, so I took out the pages for December and used them. And this is from this book, the Christmas Memories book. And it's just, you're supposed to write in it year after year about your visits and visitors, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Christmas dinner, and it has places for photographs and to put your Christmas, your favorite Christmas card. So I took some pages out of that book and included them in both of these journals. So that's what this is. There's lots of room for journaling on them. Here's a little Christmas sack, and this is a gift tag that just has plain white paper glued to the back so you can journal on it. This is a piece of mulberry paper, and I stamped on a piece of coffee dyed muslin, this long, thin folk art Santa. This is from the Saturday Evening Post, and this is a little bit of some specialty paper. I've had it for a very long time, and I don't know what it's made out of, but it has some gold stripes on it. Santa stitched to it. There's a little piece of lace, and I used a time card, piece of Christmas paper, just decorating the edge of the time card. This one has, this is from a songbook. Let me show you the songbook. I still have it here. It's from this songbook. And it's really nice because it has these beautiful full page images and then the song on the back of the page. So I think both books have pages from that. So that's what this is. And then there's a piece of scrapbook paper, sheer ribbon, and this ruffled trim. A reproduction of a Christmas vintage postcard, and then a journaling card. This is looks like kind of handmade paper. It's green, and it was the facing page to this. So it has the front and the back page within this book. This just has a little punch out here. One of the December pages from the Edith Holden Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. And I made this and glued it on as a pocket, and then it has a piece of the time card tucked in there for journaling. This just has a little spot that I stamped and cut out and glued on with some seam binding. Inside there it says winter. And I can't remember what this came out of. I think that book with the vintage Victorian images. And then this came out of an old scrapbook that I bought years ago that was falling apart. And it's a really pretty Christmas card. Looks like it's hand painted. It's not. It was printed, but it looks hand painted. And I put some lined paper on the back for journaling. This one has a guest check, some more stamping on muslin, a little teddy bear on a rocking horse. This has a little Tim Holtz postcard piece as a pocket with some vintage gift tags. This is a teddy bear. Oh, it's the same teddy bear. I just tucked him in this bag here. I didn't realize it. I already had it in here, but he stamped on muslin and then he stamped on this card. So you can journal on it. And then this is a coffee dyed Project Life card. This has a little Christmas doily, piece of red mulberry paper, and a Christmas stamp from Trinidad and Tobago. I thought it was good because the Christmas doily has poinsettias and that's what's on the stamp. More journaling inside this pocket. Here's the other side of the Christmas invitation. Some vellum here with a little spot for journaling and a couple of journaling cards. Some lined paper here, and this is from Saturday Evening Post. Here's the second signature, and this was cut from that reindeer book. There's the collage for this section. And this is just a scrap from the Saturday Evening Post images, and I glued it to that striped paper so you can use the stripes for journaling lines. And another vintage Christmas card, or postcard. And this is dated 1930, addressed to someone in New Jersey. Here's the reindeer book page with a little scrap of lace up there. Fabric collage up here with gathered seam binding. So each signature has pretty much the same. These were some more pages that were in the front of the book, just plain, and the paper quality is very nice, so I just included them in here for extra journaling. Another punch out, another of the gold stripe pockets with an illustration, some lace, and time card. Some scrap pattern paper, sheer ribbon and trim, and a journaling card. Mulberry paper, and this is an image stamped on muslin again. It says, gingerbread, holly, soft falling snow, candy canes, packages, trees all aglow, caroler stockings, wreaths hung on doors, may the simple joys of the season be yours. Another Edith Holden page, and another of the Rolodex cards that I made and stamped on and tucked this in for journaling. Some Christmas carols. This one is mistletoe. This one has an angel stamped on muslin. Another Tim Holtz postcard with some vintage gift cards, gift tags, journaling card inside. Another Christmas doily with a stamp, postage stamp from Trinidad and Tobago. This was folded over from this side, and I put a border punched piece of paper down there, and this was fussy cut from the reindeer book, and there's a invitation inside that you can journal on. This one was fun. I made the vellum pocket and then I stitched this Christmas fabric on as a pocket. So you have a little tuck spot here and a tuck spot here. I had to trim the edges of this tag to make it fit. And then there's a little piece of sheer ribbon that's just pleated up there. This is from the reindeer book, as is this picture. And here's the collage for the third signature. This is from that vintage scrapbook that I purchased also. I trimmed it down to make it a tag and glued it to coffee dyed paper. There's a fabric collage up here with a little bit of rickrack. This is from the reindeer book. This is just from a tablet. I just glued it on there for journaling. There's another vintage sticker up there and another Trinidad and Tobago postage stamp. Inside this bag is just a full page from that Christmas Memories book. And then we have snowflakes stamped on muslin. Another pocket. This is from that Christmas songbook. It's just one of the end pages that had the bright colors. This is a vintage shipping label, and I glued it to time card so it would be sturdy. And then this is an index card that I coffee dyed and stamped on. This is a little piece of velveteen ribbon that's stitched on as a pocket. And this came from another book, not Edith Holden, but I think it's Janet Marsh. And this was a page from December. Another piece of the velveteen ribbon. Another index card. And then inside this pocket, this is just a reproduction image, and I didn't put a journaling spot on the back because I like the images on both sides. This one just has a journaling card inside. This has a really cute little front of a Christmas card. And it can be journaled on the back. It's red on the back, but you can write on it. I like this owl. And then this one has a vellum pocket again with a vintage New Year's Day card. But it still has holly on it. And this was dated 1909 again. And another little card for journaling. And a tag. I just took this Christmas doily and kind of folded it around here and then just stitched it down. So it could be a little tuck spot there if you wanted it to be. An image cut from a vintage magazine, and this little card front glued on as a tuck spot and a little tag. So I hope you like this one, and I'll upload the next video as soon as this one's done uploading. Bye.